folks. I don't know what to tell you. Shoot. I don't know what to tell you. I 1 out of 10. I it's sad that I gave the episode a point simply because of the fact that they did not use any flashbacks tonight. And that is pretty pathetic that I felt the need to score the episode a bonus point because we did not get a flashback. I don't know what else to do. Well, you know what? Have they dropped the trailer for next week? Let me check my inbox because I know Crystal's usually good for posting the trailer immediately after the episode by Fatima. Oh, okay. Let me check. Hey, if you're just tuning in, praise the Lord. The live stream is working tonight. It is working tonight. Hang on. Nah. Did she post it? I'm looking on her page now. Nah, she ain't posted. Hey, if anybody has the trailer for next week, please send it to me immediately. I know B Simone is coming next week. Okay. All right, folks. Well, I don't have the trailer yet, so if you come across the trailer, feel free to send it my way, and I'll watch it immediately. Hey, everybody who's tuning in now, please hit the thumbs up button. Let me try to talk about some positives of the episode. First of all, let's talk positive. The camera angle looks good. I think, did I lose some weight since last week? I don't know. My face is looking smaller than last week. I have been drinking more water. Who cares? Whatever. So, yeah, let's talk about the episode. So, I did not care about the Danny and Tony stuff. We are 10 episodes in, and I feel like we've had to sit through the same conversation at least 20 times already. I mean, I get what they're trying to do by having Tony be like this supportive boyfriend and whatnot, but I can't forget how awful they wrote him last season. So it just feels so weird in terms of, oh, we're supposed to forget about that and focus on him being the loving and supporting man Danny needs at this time. Now, when it comes to Green, I don't really know what his yeah, I agree. Why is he on the show? Well, I don't know what Green's thing is. I don't know if you saw my video, which I doubt it because only a couple thousand people watched it. Michael is probably with his great aunt. Heather's aunt, the whole custody thing that's going on in Zatima. Officer Green still stalking Danny. I did like that Cheyenne was concerned for Andy, telling her to be careful. That was nice. Rich got the juice. Rich might date Madison. There's nothing wrong with that. Kudos to him, heart and mind with Sabrina, but y'all weren't together. So no, Tony is not. There are so many characters who just ought to go because they either serve no purpose. But Zach, when he mentioned Sabrina and Madison is right there, I was kind of pissed off. I'm like, bro, you just trying to instigate some stuff. But whatever. The salon scene was nice. That was one of the points for the episode. When is Karen returning? I don't know how to break it to you, but let me put it this way. Ebony has been posting, and she is clearly not in Atlanta. And if I'm not mistaken, they should be filming season 11 right now. So, in case you're wondering, I highly doubt Ebony or Novi are going to be in season 11. So let's just get that out of the way right now. That ain't happening. Zach at the juice bar was the best scene. I enjoyed Cheyenne and Andy as they were getting ready to go about their day. Yo, okay. Yeah, I know Tamara was mentioned again, but I didn't really care, to be honest. I just man. I got a question for you. When Danny, Maurice, and Pam were looking at Cheyenne's portfolio, did you see that look on Cheyenne's face that had a bit of devious energy to it? I almost felt like this isn't her real portfolio. Like she probably just went online and got this stuff and put it in a packet. I just noticed that sneaky look on her face. And I know Maurice is talking about, verifying the license from Florida and whatnot. Now, granted, the Deadline article that announced Cheyenne and Madison, it did say Cheyenne was a stylist, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's a good one. Because, like I said, I just looked at her face, which honestly, whenever Cheyenne's on screen, I can't help but look at her face. But it just had that little devious energy, like, haha, they're falling for it. But I could be wrong. I was watching everyone else's face. She's an addict. Oh, yeah, because isn't she pouring like some medicine into her drink? She's looking at them with a side eye. Yep. Okay, so when Officer Green called Danny's phone and she was in bed with Tony, it said unknown caller. So does that mean Danny did block Green's number and now he's calling from a different phone? I think that's what they're going for. That's lean. Thanks for correcting me. I don't do drugs or smoke or drink, so I don't know any of this stuff. I just assumed it was like Dimetap or something. Danny Maurice's reaction when that lady came in wearing a fishnet. I ain't gonna lie. I got a thing for ladies and tights and stuff like that. So I was like, but not her face though, but yeah, that's what I mean. I pray and hope they don't make Rich and Madison a couple. I have nothing against this. It would further solidify Rich being part of the show. He's one of Zach's boys now, and he's potentially going to be dating one of the leads. I have no issue with that. I just really, Tony's presence would be a lot more tolerable had they not screwed him over last week. Well, Andy get hurt by Cheyenne. I'm glad we're kind of sort of getting more information. Yeah, home life for her was so bad she never looked back. She looked like she came out of a plastic box. Bro, yeah, the salon stuff did give me a couple of chuckles. I will admit that. Yeah, Andy and Cheyenne getting ready to go about their day. Zach at the juice shop, and then the salon interviews. Those are my favorite parts. Well, I hope you're okay from that. But when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I got like, what was it? 7 teeth taken out. 1 in the roof of my mouth, these 2 on the side, and 4 in the back. So you'll be all right. I thought it was NyQuil. Is NyQuil red though? Do y'all think Hayden will back off? Oh, absolutely not. Oh, I did chuckle when he called Andy a B, and then she's like, what was that? None. He ain't going. I don't know. We know that he and Cheyenne are going to be scheming later this season, so I don't think anything is going to, happen bad. The mid-season finale is next week. I don't know when the show's coming back, though. We do know Divorced Sisters is starting on the 25th. And I mean, they're airing season 1 episodes on BET. No new episodes. So they might do like last year where it'll come back in like June or July. Yeah, Andy is Hayden's boss now. And that's why I did that YouTube short. Cliffhanger prediction. Fatima questioning keys. Courtney's still laying the groundwork. I know. But when we are almost halfway through the season and the majority have been a snooze fest, as Kimmy just said, that's a problem. Now, look, don't get me wrong. it is possible that the back half might kill it. But the thing is, though, the ground is flat. Oh man. I think Cheyenne might be Dr. Cruz's underling. That's an interesting theory, but I don't know. Put the car on the road already. Will Hayden get arrested for the midseason finale? Why would he get arrested? I'm going to be real. I mean, I haven't. Okay, let me just check the Twitter page or something. Hey, we got over 100 people watching. If anyone has seen the trailer for next week, send it to me. Not the end credit promo. I saw it. I know B. Simone is supposed to be in the episode. I'm talking about the trailer. I'm checking social media right now. Yeah, House of Pain is gone. Season finale was last week. I'm sorry. I know the Fatima fans love when she's a badass, but I can do about her constantly lying to Zach's face. I feel like the deeper we go into this season, the worse she's going to look. Yes, Calvin and Miranda got back together at the end of the episode. Side note, I know I talked with YouTube again. They still need to fix the notification issue. All I can tell you, just keep an eye on my channel. You all know that I've been doing scheduling videos, so there's a lot of content I've posted. No, Assisted Living was on tonight. I'd rather Caleb than Jackson for Jasmine. Caleb was a drug dealer, though. No, they didn't post anything. Let me check my inbox on Instagram. Instagram's been acting funky. I didn't like how long that phone ringing happened. It's like they spent way too much time with the phone ringing. I think that's the biggest sin of season 10. That was not meant to rhyme, but it did. It just seems like there's this major difficulty filling in the runtime. So we have to clog it up with commercials, flashbacks, and drawn out scenes. Not just the noise, the fact that Fatima had to get out of his gorilla. You see how he had that gorilla glue grip around her? And I felt bad because at the beginning of the episode, you know, when he and Fatima were going to sleep, Zach has that look of concern on his face, and for good reason, because he knows Fatima's not going to stop. She's not going to change her lifestyle because of this threat. And I'm like, come on. Again, I don't know why Tony is invested either. We cannot ignore how he was written last season. And as a result, it's jarring to see, you know, how adamant he is of being there for Danny. Maybe it's a burner phone. I don't know. Because remember, Marcel sent a photo of that white dude that was harassing and blackmailing Martin in Beyond the Gate. So it was probably a burner phone. If you're going to walk to the foot of the bed, you might as well stay in it. Look, I know my family and friends know I ain't worth a damn. When I go to sleep, this is on silent. I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping. Exactly. Yeah, when I'm asleep, that's it. Oh, and side note, Danny low-key trying to have sex with Tony, and I'm like, Danny, don't you remember the last time you had drunk sex with a man? You knew how that turned out, right? So I'm glad Tony, you know, was like, no, none of that. Because the way she was like coming on to Tony, I truly believe Green when he was like, when we got home, you shoved me on the bed and I got scared. And remember, at that, she was high and severely drunk after the going away party. So I know she tore Green up. I turned my cell phone on sleep mode at night. Yeah. I really don't like how I think they're leaning way too heavily into the madam aspect of Fatima, and I don't like that. I don't like that. And like I said, I've seen worse from Fatima, but the constant lying. And she had the nerve to tell Zach, let the police handle it. And she just sitting there lying through her teeth. I am the law. Like you didn't just handle stuff. Oh, okay. So Luther is not dead. He was just beaten to an inch of his life. Luther is not dead. Danny turned green out. And Danny told Tony on why you want damaged goods. Why do you love me? And I'm like, we have heard the same freaking conversation over and over and over. She always looked like she up to something. Fatima. Yeah. But yet again, you could argue this was a good cliffhanger, but I'd say it's lackluster because we've had similar things like this 3 times before. So that's season 10, the use of the over reliance of flashbacks, the repetitiveness of the dialogue and the scenes, the lack of compelling cliffhangers. Those are the 3 biggest sins. And no, I am not counting the exit of Novi and Ebony and introducing Cheyenne and Madison. That's something beyond the normal scope of control. I'm talking about the elements of what makes a good season of Sistas a good season. A reason to come back the following Wednesday. Because I chat with the same group of people each and every week. And they're like, Jeremy, I'm tuning in 15 minutes late. What did I miss? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the signs of a bad season is after we get the mid-season, this, Lord willing, next week, this time, same channel, same live stream. I just got a feeling we're going to be sitting up here, and the biggest thing to talk about from the episode, the mid-season finale, is, hey, B. Simone had a cameo. If that's the biggest takeaway from the mid-season, you failed. You failed. Because with 11 episodes, I can't, 10 episodes, because I next week is 11. The fact that we are 10 episodes deep, and I can't think of 3 massive moments that has me going, I got to go back and watch it. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, B. Simone from Wildin' Out. Yeah, she's going to be in next week's episode. She was in the end credit promo. Also, I did a video on this a long time ago, behind the scenes. That was released a long time ago. No, next week. Next week is mid-season. What about Mr. Keys? I don't know what to tell you. They're just stretching this stuff out. This is not good. Not good at all. I think the episode was okay. This was not the worst episode. We have had worse the past couple of weeks, but the fact that we are 10 episodes in and I'm just kind of meh. I rather the Oval than Sistas. Ooh, I don't know. And no, I have no idea when season 7 of the Oval is coming out. The sad part is I've been up here almost 20 minutes and I said nothing about the episode aside from a couple of things because there really wasn't anything to talk about. I'm looking at the notes again. I did like Danny's outfit for the interview. Pam looked cute in the pink. It was nice to see Maurice being a bit professional, especially during the Cheyenne interview. A side of himself we don't really see at the bank when he was there. Hell, I'm tempted to kind of up it to like a 4 or 5 instead of a 3. Tony, good advice to Rich about not feeling guilty. That was good. 3. You know what? Instead of a 3 out of a 10, I'm going to bump it up to a 5. This was a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. I swear I have no idea what happened. I'm not trying to jinx it, but I feel like the powers that be listen to what I say, and it's like he's talking too much smack, so they're going to shut me down. But I'm back. Sorry about it. I don't know what happened. It literally said your video is buffering and it just disappeared. Because I'm like, the modem, I reset my modem before I went live. There's not a cloud in the sky here, but I'm back. Okay, let's get to it. Sheesh. Hate when that happens. All right, so where were we? Let's see here. Still no trailer. Where the heck's the trailer? This is the mid-season finale. We need the trailer so I can complain about it. All right, but yeah, so I rescored the episode of 5 out of 10. I gave it some more thought, and I'm like, there was some good. I can't lie. There was some good. A lot of bad, but some good. Honestly, you know, there wasn't necessarily a lot of bad per se. It's just boring. That's the best way to describe it. Yo, and you know what really pissed me off? When I went to my home page for YouTube, it said YouTube featured. So YouTube was literally pumping this live stream up. And I'm like, okay, now you want to buffer when I could have a huge audience. So that really ticked me off. But we're back, so that's good. That's good. Side note, I don't know if you wanted to share the live stream around to be like, yo, he's back. That would be great. But yeah, I figured, you know, Crystal and them must be working or studying lines or something. But we need the trailer. Yeah, I did hop on the live for a few seconds, and he's literally at their house. So cool. So like it or not, season 11 is happening. Which, hey, that's job security for another, what, 6 months? I mean, that's how I look at it, because we get about a season and a half of episodes of Sisters per year, right? So for me, that's like 9 months of guaranteed ad revenue. And then you throw in the Oval, that's another 3 months. Now, not necessarily at the same time. And then House of Pain, that's maybe 4 to 5 months, give or take. I don't watch Scrubs, but I do know there's a reboot or something happening. I mean, you're not wrong. Everything Hayden said was true, but he also contradicted himself. Basically, Andy was like, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. You know, you can't help her retaliating because he instigates a lot. The coma is stale. Do you think they keep Gary out this long? I don't know. Because we're 10 episodes in and Gary hasn't popped up once. So yikes. No, the trailer has not uploaded yet. So I don't know what's happening with that. Yeah, the internet. I paid my internet 2 days ago. I don't know. I don't care about Officer Green. I don't. It just feels so forced at this point. Okay. Let me double check social media. I have a feeling we probably won't get a trailer until like tomorrow, which is fine, I guess, because it's supposed to be a rainy day. I'm probably just gonna, without House of Pain, because I've already looked today. I sat and edited and posted and scheduled a lot of content for this channel and my second channel. Cheeto and Brian is in town. They were at DeVal's house. That could mean Gary's in season 11. It could, because those guys are boys in real life. So who's to say they aren't just chilling? I don't know. When is Zach and Fatima's baby expecting? My theory is Fatima, her water breaks in the season 4 finale, just because it might match up to Karen's water breaking in the season 8 finale of Sisters. Yeah, in assisted living, Leah is pregnant. Yeah, she had some positive energy. I do wish she would have been a bit more forthcoming about the whole hit on her life. I understand her not wanting her sister to be worried, But considering she lives under the same roof as you and you received the threat of someone setting your place on fire, DeVal said he hadn't seen Cheeto in 18 months. Good Lord. Then I guess it's safe to assume Cheeto is not in season 11. Good grief. So I guess Gary dies off screen or something. Or that plane crash happens and I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. I haven't seen the full trailer for next week, so I can't say with full certainty that, we'll move into the night. Because remember, we just got to the next morning. People are arriving at work. So I don't think next week we'll get to like it's dinner time, Cheeto's long gone. Yeah, I think Gary's gone. Yeah, I know Beauty in Black starts next week. I'm probably the week of the 23rd. That's when I might drop my Miss Pat reviews. Like I said, I wanted to kind of even the videos out. That way the back half of the month isn't naked. I want to have some good content that might actually bring in some, views. Because I didn't mean to quote unquote slack off over the weekend, but I needed to throw some stuff up on eBay. Plus my aunt's funeral was Monday. So I was kind of busy the past, like from Friday to Monday. Within the context of the show, Gary should have been long gone. Remember, he said he was leaving in 2 days. That would have been like the day of the cookout, I believe, or the day before. So, yeah, canonically, unless he was lying or something, Gary should have been left. I think Aaron is gone. What do you mean you think? He's in Seattle with Karen. I watched the first season of Love is Blind. I watched the first season and that was it. Yeah, it's the aunt that I mentioned in my Beyond the Gates reviews who had cancer. And that was kind of like something I learned around the same time that Anita's cancer storyline began in Beyond the Gates. Not to throw my family under the bus, but I'll just say that my dad's side, we don't really have that close of a bond kind of thing, but it's like me, my sister, and my mom, we're not really privy to their inner circle of gossip and stuff. So it's like, I don't know when big stuff happens, like a person's sickness and whatnot, until it becomes like so big. Like my aunt didn't even want visitors at her house. Let me just put it that way. So the funeral was my first time seeing her in like 2.5 years. And she was dead. Anyway, someone came out with this really great cliffhanger prediction for the midseason. They're going to go code red with Sabrina. That could be the cliffhanger. I'm going to be real. I wouldn't give a flying F if that's what they did. I feel like that would be a huge ASS pull. Understand, I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I was a pallbearer too. I am never doing that again. But yeah, just oh god. Oh, sorry, I thought I missed a comment. Yeah, because I knew something was going on with the live because I want to say 3 seconds after it said buffering, 20 chats came in. So I feel like it was like lagging for whatever reason. Okay. Oh, I think Aaron is gone. Okay, never mind. You're talking to somebody else. They just need to cut cord for Sabrina. I mean, I will admit, Sabrina going code red, that would make for one good video. Side note, Novi's doing her thing. Novi's doing her thing outside of Sisters. You know, if you follow her on social media, she's got like other projects she's working on, auditioning and things like that. Couldn't bring myself. My sisters, yes, I have an older sister, and the oldest is half sister, but whatever. They are just nervous wrecks about funerals. I wasn't even going, but my sister like, Jeremy, come on, they want the nephews to be the pallbearers, and we're going to be flower girls. But technically, the missionaries at the church took that, so they just got to sit down. I did not. And the thing was, there were 5 pallbearers. It was just me and 2 other nephews, and then 2 random people at the funeral. So it was completely uneven, and I had no idea what to like hold on to. It was so awkward, but I did not fall or drop the body, so I consider that a win. But I am never doing that again. You know, that's the crazy part. My sisters are the nervous wreck, shaking and everything about funerals. I'm the one that had to carry a dead body. Let that sink in for a minute. Andy was warning Fatima. I do not take her seriously. I am sorry. I'm like Hayden. I'm surprised Hayden even, you know, I don't know. It was a good scene, but it's just difficult for me to take her seriously with how weak. I think it's the fault of the other writers because, you know, the writers' room, they just made Andy such a wimp for the past 3 seasons. I would never do that if I was a guy. Oh, okay. Well, the thing was, here's the thing, though. The funerals I've gone to, they had pallbearers, but the people at the funeral home took care of business. Like the body would be rolled out. The pallbearers just stood by the limo. But no, not only did we have to pick it up, okay, we lifted it and just put it in the back because, you know, you got the cart and the limos right there. That was easy. What I did not know, see, this is at my dad's church. I live next to my mom's church, and that's where I'm a member at. Funerals are done completely different there. So so the pallbearers and the flower girls, we walked to the cemetery. So you got the church, the parking lot, and the cemetery is right there. There's like a road, right? And then you get off, you step off a little hill, and that's where they were going to bury the body. We had to take the body from the back of the limo across a long stretch before you got to the grave. I'm like, holy crap. It rained the day before, so it was muddy. You know how nerve-wracking that is? I'm the shortest of the pallbearers. Yo, that I was like, I am never doing this again. Never, ever. Because I thought, see, there were tire tracks. I'm like, okay, they're going to just drive the limo down to the tent. No. Okay, so imagine this is the road, right? This is the short road from the parking lot at the church. This road, you got the graveyard on the left, and then you got the graveyard on the right. My aunt, the funeral tent is all set up there. We had to get the body from the back of the limo and then walk down this okay, to be fair, the little hill was like 4 steps, but again, it rained the day before. We had to go because I almost slipped going up the hill to get the body. So when they were like, hey, be careful, this little incline, and I said, there's mud right there. Nobody said anything. And I'm okay, let them drop the body. I'm going to say I told you so. Granted, the funeral line is right there. They see all of this going. So we had to lift the body and go down. It was a lot lighter than I thought. I'm like, am I not carrying that much weight? Or is it because there's 7 other guys taking the body? I don't know. But yeah, I'm like, bump this. That was my next question. Why couldn't they drop the body 210? That's my effing question. Because all they had to do, okay, so you got the road and go around to the tent. We carried that thing. I'm like, yeah. So that was my first time touching a coffin, and I do not want to do that no more. Did you at least get? Let me tell you, there was no repass. Technically, there was, but it was at my aunt's house. Okay, long story short, my nephew gets off the bus around 4:10, 4:30, depends on if there's a substitute bus driver. I will admit, hey, for what it's worth, the funeral, the pastor tore the house down. That funeral was barely an hour. I'm like, holy, it was at 2 p.m. Look, the funeral home has been booked. My aunt died in late February. She couldn't get a funeral until this week, which ironically enough, my dad's birthday was the day after the funeral. So his oldest sibling died and the funeral was on Monday. His birthday is the next day. I don't blame the family. They had no choice because, they were booked. The funeral was booked. So it's like there was no choice. So I told my sister, look, I'm cool. I don't want to go to the funeral. I didn't really know her that well. I knew, bougie and all that other stuff. Come on, Jeremy. They asked the nieces to be flower girls and the nephews to be pallbearers. I ain't polling nothing. We kept going back and forth. I cussed her out. I was like, I'm not doing this. This is some bull because I don't want to. Again, I don't want to get into the details, but I don't really gel with my dad's family like that. Me and my sister were like the outcasts. We were the nieces and nephews that were always looked down upon. But look at your boy, multiple degrees, biggest Tyler Perry YouTube channel ever, a house, me, with the help of the Lord and y'all's support. I built what I have myself. The other nieces and nephews, they paid for college, got them cars, ain't give a you know the word. So when my sister called, I said, you know what? F it. I'm going, but I'm going to complain the entire time. My sister called the next day. They ain't have no repass. Ain't that a... Why they ain't have no repass? They just going to have the funeral. So you telling me I got to go to this dang thing and I ain't going to get no biscuit after this? This some bull. I went off again. So my nephew gets off the bus. All right. And we're like, you know what? We don't want him to be here by himself that long. So we actually left. My mom and dad were at his place for a bit. And then it's like the repass was going to be at my aunt's house right across from my other aunt's house. But, everybody would have to get up back from church and change. It would have took too long. So was it good food? I don't know. We just bounced and came back to my place. 15 minutes from my nephew got off the bus. So there was technically a repass, but it was, yeah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. But yeah, that pissed me off. It really pissed me off. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. Just bump it. See, y'all getting more entertainment from this story than the dang episode. That ought to tell you something right there. We ain't do a dang thing. I didn't go to the wake though. So yes, I agree. Chris is awesome at acting. Yeah, Hayden is funny. So, rest in peace to her. The saddest part about the funeral is that it just goes to show how little I knew about my aunt. Like, her doing a lot of stuff in the church and, doing it. I just knew her as a gossip and always asked patronizing questions. So, yeah. Well, hey, rest her soul, though. What everybody was saying was true. So this story is better than the episode. Honestly, I actually lost some weight because my dress pants, I had to put an extra notch in my belt. So I'm like, I'm telling you, I've been working on that walking pad and it's getting nicer outside. So me going outside my weight vest, not now though, but maybe next month it will be nice enough to do it. No, look, I have not watched Jesse Jackson's funeral. I have heard there was some, good singing and some good moments and some good speeches. I have not watched it yet. Yeah, Tony's acting like a bodyguard, but she sure as heck ain't Whitney Houston. I want to check social media again to see if they dropped the trailer. I'm in the minority. I don't think it was anything wrong with the episode. I liked it. Well, that's good. That's good. I know it won't it for me though. Still don't see no trailer. Come on now. No, folks, no trailer. This is some bull crap. They just showed the 15 seconds on TV. Yeah, they are letting him be a man. That's good. I left a chat on his live stream. Dang. I left a comment. He hasn't said anything yet. And so I answer those questions. You can see the private questions too. You and your sister, I don't know. Instagram's been acting funky. Sorry about that. Okay, how would you feel Laura came back, said she was pregnant? I would say nothing. I predicted that. Yeah, I don't know. It's like people dying. I know people die every day, but in this town, it's like a lot of people just going left and right. It's like they know something we don't. Danny, Maurice, and Pam didn't like the first wave of ladies. Yeah, they just asked everybody who wasn't Cheyenne. Let's see here. I have no idea when House of Pain is coming back. I think Assisted Living is going to run its course, and then it's going to have its season finale, and then that'll be it. Lord, we do not need another Green and Tony fight. I do not want to subject myself to that at all. How Leah got pregnant by her husband. I'm sorry, I don't watch Assisted Living like that. The views aren't there. Maurice would better as the Superman character against Green. I would like that, actually. Give Maurice an action scene. Hey, Kim, thank you for the $10. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you enjoyed my funeral story and you got a good laugh at it, give me, thumbs up, send that'll be great. I get into there's some crazy stuff that goes on in my life. I just don't really share it like that. Let's see here. Imagine if Miranda and Calvin end up getting married and Malik and Laura end up getting the same. I said that in a video a long time ago. I could see, well, my theory was, what if Calvin and Laura made it to the altar and then they didn't get married? And it's like, well, what are we going to do? We got this whole wedding thing. And what if Malik and Lisa got married right there? Sending Cash App. I'll be on it. I'll be on the way. I'm sorry, tongue tied. I'm on the lookout. Oh yeah. I did see that Megan Good, Pretty B, and KJ were on For the Fellas. I haven't watched the episode. I said I'll save that for Thursday. How do we feel about Malik? I'm going to be real here. I don't even think they should get married yet, because if we're being honest here, we haven't seen that much of them as a couple in a long. Okay, so check your email. Okay, 1 second. I got to refresh it. I know somebody said Bianca sent me a link to the For the Fellas video, but like I said, I want to watch that tomorrow. Because remember, House of Pain is on hiatus. So aside from a few Beyond the Gates discussion videos, Sisters is my only show to review right now, this week and next week. And then next week is Beauty and Black. Because remember, when Jasmine and Janine weren't in the show, that's when Lisa had a bigger role. But then as soon as Jasmine came back and then Janine, Lisa got kind of pushed to the back. So I don't think they are in any way, shape, or form ready to be married. I mean, yeah, you can laugh. It's ridiculous what happened at the funeral. It was crazy. Trailer is out now. Are you sure? Is it on social media? I'm checking now. Yes. Okay.
I want people to know that I'm here. Brace yourselves. I overheard what you said about that.
You don't understand.
For the scandalous mid-season finale. Every time someone gets caught in a lie placing, you don't understand.
Wait, what?
Every time someone gets caught in a lie placing, you don't understand.
Fatima just said to Keys, every time a person gets caught in a lie, they say, you don't understand. You have lied to Zach at least 3 times this season.
Juicy secrets. Everybody says everybody was the boss. And epic revelations. Why do I feel like you're keeping things from me? Already talked to your next.
Because I need to explain. What y'all talking about?
Tyler Perry's Sistas.
Okay. It looks like a setup. So Cheyenne is probably going to work with Hayden to get at Andy. Zach's going to come downstairs. And based on Fatima talking to Andy about Zach and Keys, Zach does not find out in the finale that that's his father. I don't know. I don't. This. I'm not impressed. I think the biggest takeaway for next week is B. Simone is making a cameo, and that's it. I give the finale 1 out of 10. Come on. We ain't even got we just got the trailer, but I'm not excited. I'm like, okay. I feel like next week I'm going to be like, well, got to find something else to review until the show comes back or something. I don't know. Zach really going to be crashing out? It's not going to be next week. I feel like if Calvin and Miranda are truly together, then Lisa going to turn into a Tracy. Oh, you mean Laura? I mean, if we're being honest, Miranda was acting like Laura for the major part of the first chunk of the reboot. So can't really fault her for that. I'm not cutting off the live. I just don't need my glasses anymore. Yeah, next week does not look promising at all. Like I said before, I do like Danny's outfit. Beauty and Black will return for the back half, March 19th. Yeah, I might review it. Maybe. It depends. I want to keep the ad revenue coming in because with Sisters gone after next week, I know the week of the 23rd, I need to start working on my taxes so I can have them done before the deadline. I don't know what's going on with the IRS, man. It just seems like the more I see news updates, the more it seems like they might actually get rid of income tax. I don't know. Like if you make less than a certain amount of money, you ain't even got to pay it. I'm not confirming anything. I'm just talking about reports I've been reading. Yeah, cold weather. Tomorrow, 65. Wait, hang on. 75. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. Then it's a stretch of the 60s, the 40s. It's like winter wants to do one final lap before spring on the 20th. The funny thing is, earlier today, before it got like 85 degrees, I went outside, I swept my porches, I Windexed my doors. I changed out my Christmas yard flags and doormats to spring. And I just figured, you know what? Let me go ahead and do that right now. Yeah, see, I'm not surprised about Why Did I Get Married Again coming out maybe in 2027. Because one thing I've learned is that when Tyler Perry films stuff in advance, it's usually shelved for like a year and a half to 2 years. They called for snow next Tuesday, but it's changed to rain. So I don't know. We might get snow. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Calvin and Laura was never meant to be in game. It was just like a placeholder. I don't care about B. Simone. Isn't she like in another controversy right now or something? I don't know. Or maybe she said something that went viral. 2028, he's retiring. Even if he retires, Tyler Perry Studios isn't going anywhere. That's why he's putting new people in place. Now, how long the studios will last without him, excuse me, I don't know. He's a creative, though, so I don't think he'll ever fully retire. I think all the ladies look good tonight. Yeah, I will admit, I like the contrast. Cheyenne in the brown or black and Andy in the white. I think Danny looked good because she had a well-fitted outfit on. I don't usually talk about the outfits when they're a bit too tight, but she looked really good in her outfit. Out of all Tyler Perry projects, who is your favorite couple? I don't know. I think Zach and Fatima stand out the most, but I got to give it to Curtis and Ella from the original House of Pain. From the original House of Pain. I don't follow a lot of celebrity gossip. I know like Shade Room Baller Alert. I know that B. Simone said that she went from like making $1 million to $10,000 a month or something after being canceled. I don't know. That was something a couple weeks ago. Sorry, I don't really talk politics on either channel, so I don't have any thoughts on the war and whatnot. Sorry about that. I thought Madea was a real person at first. Honestly, I have no emotional attachment to the early Tyler Perry movies, so even if they did change out Janet Jackson's character for Taraji, I wouldn't care. No tornado stuff around here. No. Yeah, she was wearing that yellow suit. Like I said, I agree with y'all. Everybody looked good today. Cheyenne, Andy, Madison at the gym. You know, Tunde's in her element. Yeah, it was windy here today too, actually. It felt like a heat wave. Like walk outside in 80-degree weather and it's windy. That heat just feels like it's melting your face off. Troy and Sheila. Oh, you must. I think that's. Oh yeah. I remember that. Why did I get married? I a brain fart. I want them to be done with the leftovers from the cookout. It is canonically Tuesday. Look, my sister was like, "Hey, it's supposed to be in the low 80s on Friday. Let's pull out the grill." We cooked on the grill. That was Friday. I had leftovers until Monday. So the whole thing about being sick of leftovers, look, there were so much leftovers when my nephew left with my sister and then didn't come back till Sunday. There was plenty of food left over. They took a bunch of burgers, some hot dogs, and some ribs. I had food from Friday to Monday. And keep in mind, Zach and Fatima cooked a whole lot of food for a whole lot. See, here's the thing. I'm thinking they have so many leftovers because of the whole car explosion. So I imagine most people left before, the food got served. Because remember, even after the explosion, there were no strangers in the house. It was just characters we knew. So I'm thinking a lot of people didn't take food with them. They saw that explosion like, I'm about to bounce. So That's why they got a lot of food. Trina and Troy from Meet the Browns TV show. I don't know. I'm sorry. Zach even told Rich he thinks Madison likes him. I agree. I don't think he would fully retire. No, there's no way. He would always be working on something on the side. Like if Tyler Perry stepped away from being like the head of the studio, he would do. It's like Michael Jackson saying, he never would stop music. He would just well, before the lawsuits and everything. Taco Tuesday. Yeah, you're right. It is way too early. Excuse me, to think about the season finale. Shoot, make it exciting. Is Meet the Browns returning? Not that I know of. Oh yeah, Will and Sasha. I like that couple from Meet the Browns. Man, I wish I didn't have that buffering issue. I mean, we got over 80 people, so some people came back. That's good. Angela and Marcus are nowhere near my favorite couple. Zach wouldn't approve of that. I did watch the Michael trailer. Well, like the 5th one they put out. Yep, Beyond the Gate season 1 episodes drop through. What is it? 3 episodes every Thursday. Zatima is back full gangster. Yep. Okay. Let me see. Tomorrow I'll record. Probably pack my eBay orders and mail them off Friday. Pay my internet bill once this eBay money hits in the morning. Wait, I did that 2 days ago. Probably get some groceries over the weekend. Hey, somebody earlier said they sent a Cash App. I haven't been notified of it yet. I keep refreshing it. That's okay. My Gmail is lagging. Good night. Stay blessed. Thanks for joining in. Sorry for the tech issues, but hey, it is what it is. I'm guessing in the back half of the season we'll get some more revelations about like her college stuff, but you better hurry up. I mean, they weren't going to kill Andy by that car. Yep. Okay, folks. Well, I think I've held y'all long enough. At least we had like a good 25-minute, start until the buffering issue. But if you stayed in for the bulk of this live stream, I appreciate you very much. That's pretty much all I got for you. So yeah, make sure you thumbs up the video. If you want to donate, you see my Cash App, PayPal, all that good stuff in the top comment. So feel free to, send a little something my way. If not, you watching my content helps me out in more ways than you could ever know. So I appreciate you. Check out my other channel, $1.99. Thank you. Super chat. But hang on. Sorry. Yeah. Check out my other channel, My Kind of Entertainment, if you want to see any of my Beyond the Gates content. Yeah. I got some other videos coming out too. So we're going getting ready to rewatch. Are you talking about the episode? Good luck. These episodes are one and done, I swear. Wait, March Madness is next week? Huh. I don't follow sports, so I wouldn't know. I imagine then March Madness would mean a whole bunch of delays on Beyond the Gates. Yeah, All the Queen's Men season 5 won't start until later this year. Nah. Okay, folks, have a good one. Catch you later.